It was the fall of 2008, and Anna Rom was a healthy 16-year-old girl living in a family of love, the youngest of 4 siblings. She started having back pain, not really something that anyone thought was out of the ordinary. She went to the chiropractor repeatedly. The pain got worse and worse and worse. So by the beginning of 2009, the chiropractor said, Anna, you better go to the doctor and get an MRI. And so she did, with her mother, Lynette. And they asked for an MRI. The pain was getting worse, not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times, 5 times, before Kaiser finally approved an MRI, over 3 months. The MRI revealed the worst. Anna had a raging osteosarcoma in her pelvis. It was the size of a softball. It required a hemipelvectomy. They removed her right leg, her right pelvis, and part of her spine. 16-year-old girl. The case was next to impossible from the standpoint of causation. 96-day delay, and the treating surgeon says it doesn't matter. I would have had to do the exact same surgery. After 7 med-mal lawyers rejected the case, Mike Bidart met her and signed her up sight unseen. And he filed it as an insurance bad faith case because it was a denial of a benefit. Case proceeded, and the first obstacle was Kaiser's petition to compel arbitration. And the tentative ruling was against Mike Bidart. Kaiser arbitration is next to impossible to overcome. I encourage all of you to read that transcript because it'll make you proud to be a lawyer. The tentative was against him. Mike stands up to the judge and says, Your Honor, what if instead of me standing before you, representing Anna Rom, you had a criminal defendant standing before you and wanting to waive his constitutional right to a jury trial? What would you do? A, you make sure he's present. B, you make sure his lawyer is present. And if he didn't have a lawyer, you'd get him a free one. You'd make sure you explain his constitutional right to a jury trial before he waives it. What's Anna Rom's crime? She's a young girl with health insurance that she got through her father, who's a police officer, who got it through an association that had a contract with Kaiser, that had an arbitration provision that wasn't even signed. The judge reversed this tentative from the bench. The case went forward for 2 years as a bad faith case, and 2 years later, summary judgment was granted. As a matter of law, could not pursue the case as a bad faith action. Intentionally didn't bring med-mal because we wanted to avoid micro. For 2 years, the lawyers for Kaiser were pounding the table saying this is nothing more than a med-mal case. And they were now proven right. So the case was over, but Bidart and Danica bring a motion for leave to amend to bring a medical malpractice cause of action. You could feel the venom coming out of the opposition, and the judge granted the motion, which was followed by a motion by Kaiser's lawyer seeking $52,000 in sanctions for the quote-unquote 11th hour amendment. That motion was granted. Bidart wrote a check for $52,000 to now have the privilege of pursuing a nearly impossible medical malpractice cause of action. Case goes on for 2 years. Causation is next to impossible. Danica Crittenden was a warrior. She stood toe to toe with Kaiser's lawyers, nearly 30 depositions, and we went through, get this, 19 doctors evaluated the case and said, I can't help you. I can't say there's causation. Summary judgment opposition is due on a Monday. Thursday, she calls the 20th doctor, Dr. Hillick out of Las Vegas. He says, send the materials. I can't review them until Saturday. He reviews them, calls Danica on Saturday and says, I can help you. That weekend, Danica worked around the clock to get a declaration put together. Jeff Ehrlich did the opposition. Monday it's filed. Summary judgment was defeated. Case went forward to trial, zero offer, $750,000 in costs, and the jury came back with a verdict of $28 million. Now, after Micro, it was about 6 or 7, and it got paid. And I guess what's so telling about this case is the passion that Bidart and Danica put into it. You know, most people get euphoric when they hear the verdict amount. Both Bidart and Danica sobbed on the second question, having to do with causation, because that was the battleground. And so, in total, this case went through a petition to compel arbitration, 2 motions for summary judgment, 2 petitions to the Court of Appeal, writs, 3 petitions to the Supreme Court, and by the way, it resulted in a positive published opinion having to do with punitive damages, that you don't have to file a 425.13 motion to sue Kaiser for punitive damages. So this is not a case that affected millions, but it sure changed the life of Anna. And that's what we do as lawyers. This case makes us all proud to be trial lawyers, because we change lives for the better. And I'm so proud to be part of this organization, and on behalf of Mike and Danica, I thank you for the nomination.